This is the House of Boom podcast. I'm your host, Eric. Boom. Sorry, one of the cameras over there. Salvary. Before we get into all that we got going on today, you said you weren't even ready. Before we get into all we got going on today, we supposed to. We talked this for 20 minutes.
Okay.
You did it.
Before we get into all we go, we only have to edit this. This is it. Before we get into all that we got going on today. We gotta give a shout out to our sponsor at Clean Everything LLC. They are the best doing it in the tri-state. If you need your house clean, your garage clean, your Airbnb clean, your whatever you need clean, they got it. They got it. You hear that? And if you follow them here, I always do this little wand thing, and then it comes on the screen somewhere. Thanks to producer by Eve, and you get 10% off your next cleaning. So tell them Boom sent you, and you know. Now,
Pew pew pew.
on to our guest. We have a special guest tonight. She's going to be leading us in. I thought I was gonna say prayer, right? She's gonna be leading us in movement. She's a movement coach, a stretch coach, an actress.
Okay.
Actress.
Whichever.
She on strike. Comedian. She's done skits with our former guest Harry O. Y'all remember him? Kermit the Frog King, all that good stuff. She's been in Cori Barnes video recently.
Yeah. Jersey Club remix.
If you see somebody in there breaking it down, all that good stuff, you know, that was her. You know what I mean? She got a million jobs. You're not Jamaican, are you? No.
I mean, I have to research that possibly.
Talk to her mom. I met her mom before. Her mom's cool as heck too. Her mom got stories. Her mom gonna tell you a story.
Yes.
I remember that. The first time I met her, her mom was like, "Yeah, come on." And then she told me like a long story. It was a good story. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the difference between long and like boring, but then like long and like riveting. She just had you in there like a whole like thing.
Absolutely.
So
23 minutes?
she's come from
23 minutes.
23 minutes and 23 seconds. Yeah. But it's like a good 23 minutes and 23 seconds. Yeah. She would date a bus driver as well. Apparently.
Pew, 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 pew. But she's happily taken.
There you go.
My daddy.
I'm talking about you. You might just date would you date a bus driver?
I'm not picky.
Okay.
We'll have that conversation later.
Okay. And but I have the iconic I Rock Diva.
Ooh.
Cori Barnes is in the building. What's going on? We gotta save her sound effects for later. Like, and just have it for future guests and stuff like that. So how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited.
Excited.
Yeah.
How's the stretch life, acting life,
dancing
mom life, all the lives that you got going on? How's everything going?
It is a lot. It's fine. I just have to maintain a balance, of course. You know, you gotta stay prayed up.
Okay.
And that's the truth. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
But all that's coming, you know, to fruition. I mean, the mommy end, my son is in high school, so I might not look like it, but
all right.
But he's doing well with sports, so we're balancing that out. So I'm literally like running back and forth with that, staying creative, teaching classes at least 3 times a week, stretch sessions at least 4 times. So it's a lot, you know, and choreographing. I have some things coming up with a wonderful, wonderful artist named Lenny Harold. My bro. He's actually coming out with some new music, so we're preparing for that video for Blackout. So look out for that.
All right. Now, here's a random question. I just thought of this while you were talking. So your mom,
yes,
you have a high schooler.
Yeah.
He plays sports.
Yes.
Which means he has friends.
Yes.
You're fine. Do you have to worry? It's like, do y'all have to take self-defense class together? Because I'm thinking you're going to have to fight the girls off, and then he going to have to fight his homies off, because they're going to be, yo, your mom, you the one. You the one. Hey, yo, your mom, say something. You know what I mean? I can see that. But then you got to worry about the little girls, because he an athlete. Then you be like, Like, do you have like a whole? Is there like a female version? You remember like Bad Boys? Like, do you have a role that you can go into when he brings his first little girlfriend home?
Well, the thing is, this is already transpired.
Oh,
So, oftentimes when I do come to pick him up, I'm not the type that goes into the school unless it's a problem.
okay.
But I'll wait outside or what have you. And there was an attempt where some of his friends kind of know who I am. So they'll say, "Oh, hi, Miss Barnes." And there's a few people like, "Hi, Miss Barnes." And so he jacked one of them up. He took 5 minutes longer to get in the car. And I'm texting him like, "Where you at?" Like calling him. He comes out, he all mad, swole up. And he comes in the car, opens the door. I said, "You all right?" He said, "Well, my friends was getting a little too friendly saying hi to you." I said, "Oh, God, here we go." But then at one of the games, he had told me about, these little females. And I always tell him, I give him advice, live your life and just have friends. Let people admire you. But just be honest with me. So she comes up to me. She's like, "Hi, Miss Barnes." And I was like, "Hello." So my son's like, "Why you say hello like that?" I said, "I don't know what that is. What is that? As a special friend? What type of friend is this?" "I mean, she's nice." I said, "Oh, okay. It's when you talk to sometimes." "Oh, okay. I got you."
Times have changed.
Balance. It's a balance.
Times have changed. 'Cause I remember growing up, when we actually had to use regular phones, and you remember you had to have a phone. You had the phone where your mom. It was the house phone, so
Yes.
your mom could pick up the phone
Yes.
while you on the house.
Yes.
So I'm at the gym the other day, leaving one of the gyms I go to. I know I go to all of them. And I see the girl. She was like my little high school, maybe one sophomore year, junior year girlfriend or whatever. It wasn't a real girlfriend, but we was the ones macking on the phone all the time. And she's like, "Hey, how are you?" Da-da-da. And her mom standing right there. I was like, "You don't know me, but you don't damn sure got on the phone and said, 'It's time to get off the phone. Go to bed.'" You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, yeah. So I said that I was one of them. She was like, "Oh, okay." So, I definitely think now it's like, I don't know. How do you snatch them up and be like, "It's time. It's a wrap."
Parental locks.
Okay. Okay.
So I have that on lock on the schedule. So during the week, the phone shuts off at 10:30. The weekend, the phone shuts off at 12:30 unless he's out or with cousins or out of town. Then it'll stay open for a longer period of time.
I'll just vice versa since producer Baif is here. How do you handle that? Because you got a daughter in college now, and you got to kind of. How do you like? How do you like? How do you manage that? How do you feel? I mean, we're in this space. We're talking about it, right?
It's a fact. So I don't have the camera on me today. I got warrants, so my apologies. How I deal with it. So my daughter just got a boyfriend.
Wow.
So her senior year of high school, like maybe a month before prom, she has a boyfriend. Luckily, my daughter is still like innocent. She's not, let me go hang out. My daughter, when I say she's a homebody, she's a homebody.
That's good.
So what I find amusing, so I drove everybody home from the prom. My daughter, I dropped her boyfriend off first. He got, the congratulations banner outside. She's like, "Oh my God, I got to get out and take a picture." He's like, "Why?" She's like, "'Cause you're my boyfriend," right? So then.
Did you find out in that moment that she was a boyfriend?
No,
before?
I knew
Okay.
this already.
Okay.
Nah, it's one of them things like in my crib, we talk about her period. We talk about boys. We talk about life. We talk about the mistakes as a dad that I've made and my choices with women that I've dated. Like, so there's a very open line of communication because I don't want her to be looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Like, at the end of the day, we're all people, and some people want the best for you, and some people want the best for themselves, which means they want to take the best from you.
Right.
Okay.
So our space is different. Same with my son. My oldest is 22. He got a little girlfriend, but this is like his first serious girlfriend or whatever. And I appreciate the fact that it's like, "Hey, Pops, I'm going through this. Can we talk?" "Aww. Dad, this thing is happening. Can we talk?" You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different. And what I was alluding to at the prom, which was it's like my daughter's such a nerd, but she gets in the car and then she's like talking to her friend, her homegirl. She's like, "Oh man, I wonder if I should have asked him to kiss me on my cheek."
Oh,
yo. So that's what I'm dealing with. It's not even like a rush to like have sex or nothing. It's just like, I have this boy and I like him, he likes me, but
yeah,
there's no rush to like
right.
get married and do all this other stuff. So a long way to say like I don't have to deal with none of the craziness of, teenage relationships.
Right.
But as a man and a daughter going into college,
Right.
Shout out to King University. I do have to give her a little bit more of a scope of what that looks like.
Yeah.
But so far, we good.
That's
on
wonderful.
wood.
I think that's dope that she was able to say that in front of you, like, yo, can I get a kiss on the cheek? Because I probably was like, what? What? Like I have my sister is older, but I have other sisters from my dad's side. I remember I met my nieces and nephews. I was like, none of y'all can have no boyfriend. I gotta meet everybody. I was like, and they was already grown then. I was like, it's like sister, like it's almost like they're my nieces, but they're a few years behind me. So I'm like really like if we would have all grew up together, I would have been like the cousin, but like the uncle cousin type thing. So I was like, nah, I got me all your boyfriends. So that's what's up though. I'm glad y'all had that open line of communication.
Yeah.
And getting to the communication of all the things that you do.
Yeah.
How do you balance that and be a mom right now? Because it's quite interesting, right? Because I mean, you do a lot. You're a stretch coach, like I said. You're an actress, comedian, and then the dance. Your passion is the dancing. How was balancing all that?
Only God. I'm gonna say that. But I think because I've been prone to the arts, I've grown up in the arts, so it's always been, I guess, a no-brainer, a second nature type of thing. So having my son was phenomenal because that's gonna keep you on your P's and Q's. So at the end of the day, everything that I've been gifted with, I have to continue to push because of him, So really, he's my motivation. So I don't have any room to mess up. I only have room to grow. So I want him to be able to see that and understand that. And there are days where it's just like, I don't know if I could do this, but I maintain my balance looking at his eyes and looking through him, and just having that gratitude. Plus, I love what I do. And it's not just about me. It's giving to the community, and whatever I can give to help in that end. Like when people have classes with me or any of those experiences, they leave with something and they feel different and they change, and that's what the gift is, and it's reassuring for me. So that's all really that is, and just maintaining my days, having an agenda of what has to be done, how much of it would have to be done, but my main focal point is my son.
And then it's good that you're lighthearted. You stay silly. You're not. To kind of carry you through those moments. We talked off camera that we're gonna have you and hopefully our co-host, one of the future co-hosts, part-time co-host, Shanice on. So that would be a beautiful thing because y'all energy is very, very similar.
That would be fun.
So interesting enough, it's kind of crazy. Last week, I mean, we had planned to do this episode before then, but then last week we ended up running into each other randomly at the Harlem Hip Hop Festival, and we were talking about networking and doing all the things that we were doing,
Right.
And a gentleman came up to you at the festival, and he was like. I'm a very good parlay person.
Yes, you are.
I will throw whatever you do right on the cutting room floor if I think it's beneficial.
Right.
And I said to the guy, he was talking to me about something. He was from France, I think, or Sweden. He black guy too. I was like, oh, wow, you from where? You know what I mean? And but it was cool to meet somebody, to see somebody that's culturally from somebody that looks like you.
Right.
But like I always wonder what are the cultural differences growing up black in maybe Sweden wherever you're from versus here in America. But I'm getting to my point, which was I said to him, I said, yeah, you got me. She does it all. And then he said to you, see, what did he try to do? He asked you that question, which I think is kind of, he wasn't being annoying, but
Right.
it can be annoying to serial entrepreneurs, which is, well, what's your main focus?
Oh my God.
And it's like, I just told you she do it all. And it's like, what? Like,
No, that's not how you said it.
What did I
You
say?
said, what I just tell you? You got to stick with the program. I said she does it all. That's what you said.
and it was just like, so what does that feel like when people try to kind of segment you into something that, you know, like they try to push you in the box and you're like, no, I'm out here. Like, what do you need? Like, I'm a Swiss Army knife.
So when that happens often, and it happens either within conversation, also with action of how people want to ask for your particular services, right? How I feel about it, I get a little offended to a degree. It's kind of like like I just told you what I do. You didn't read what's on my bio, but okay. I just laugh it off, but I just explain it and just redirect them the way that you did in the conversation. I just do the same thing. I just say, you can pick and choose what you want, but I'm that Renaissance woman that is capable to do whatever is needed. If you want me to be a producer as well as perform, as well as, you know, be an actress, as well as do this, if you have a project that befits me to be able to utilize all my gifts in one, hey, you just got to pay me more. But, you
That's a
know,
bar.
I just deal with it to that extent. And I always say, when people try to put you in a box, it's also a formality of intimidation. Because when you're blessed with many gifts, you don't boast. I'm very humble. I don't boast about it. My work shows, you know, what I'm capable of. If it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So my footsteps being in your presence might be overwhelming. It might be like, wow, I wish I could do all these things, but I'm going to just put her in this. I'm still going to shine because the gift is not my own. It was implemented by God. So you can't put it or squander it in any way, shape, or form.
Well, that's the clip. That's the clip. You know, I don't let you know. Pew 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 pew. Oh, that you know that you know the one thing we love about doing this podcast, and I'm sure others, is that we always find a way to find a bar or something that's just like, man, okay, that hit. And so what you just said is so powerful. That Renaissance woman that you are. Congratulations on all your accomplishments and all that you will accomplish.
Thank you.
What okay, so we talk about the Renaissance one, but you like to act.
Yeah.
So because I think that's one thing I didn't know about you.
You did.
Like I knew the dancing. Are you related to Marcus?
Yeah.
Marcus Taylor. So
I'm like
Marcus,
a
he was
little cousin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember he introduced me to you, and then
Years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's why I went to meet, because I went to your house and Marcus was like, yo, I need you to drop. I think I had to drop something off or something like that. And then I met you, then I met your mom and the whole thing. Right. So it's just a small world. Then we were both at Taylor Made Fitness for a while before he decided to like put his foot on the gas pedal and start acting.
Right.
But I didn't know that you were acting. I knew the dancing because I remember you had the MMA guys taking your class. I have a picture of it somewhere.
Yes, you sent it to me. I don't know if I
You had the MMA, all these dudes, all these rough and tough testosterone built dudes coming in there to do MMA, and she had them doing like a dance jazz fit class or something like that. And it was funny too. It was like, but they found it tough. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna just go ahead and knock this out. It was really like, oh, this is real. So that's dope. But when did the acting kind of like, oh no, this is what I want to do too?
Well, I'm gonna shift my legs over to one side. Okay. My hip is like,
okay.
So the acting standpoint has always been there.
Okay.
So rewind all the way. I don't want to tell my age. I'm gonna be 36. But anyway.
Black don't crack.
So my mother.
Say you get a black woman, you gonna date a 25-year-old forever. So
there you go.
There you go.
That's
there you go.
it. I like that. That was a gem. Pew, 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 pew.
There we go.
Well, to go back into my life, I'm not gonna go so deep, but just enough, summarized version. So my mother, who has done Broadway, film, and all of that, I basically was around her all the time, accompanying her in rehearsals, either when the performances were happening or behind the scenes. And so I've always been intrigued by the arts, the stage, and all of that. So later on, once I became around like 3 years old, my mother had developed her own performing arts program where we lived in our town. And it was like over 100 kids.
Wow.
And I was too young to be in it. I was 3.
Oh,
Okay, 2.5 going on 3. So we're in this big stage, and all the kids are coming up, before they say a monologue to introduce themselves and say their names. And so I went up there and I lied about my age. And I remember I marched up there. One of the parents was like a babysitter. She's like an auntie. And I just got out of her arms. I went up on that stage and I said, "Hello, my name is Cori Barnes and I'm 5 years old. And I like to sing and act." And everybody was like, "Oh my God." So then my mother was like, "You know what? I'm gonna just have to let her do this. She really wants to." So I was the youngest. And then after that, I went to auditions and things of that nature, did some things, did some theater projects, and some films and whatnot. So that was a thing for me for a very long time. The dancing aspect came naturally. And then after that, I had to get more serious with the training. And then I fell in love with it because of the introductory to ballet. I didn't like ballet at first. That's a whole nother subject. But the teacher...
shift my legs.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Well, go ahead.
So the ballet teacher I had was not a representation of what I looked like. And I felt that ballet was not it. Like, okay, I got to take the class because I have to. I was taking tap, hip hop, everything else. And I was on scholarship and I had to take the ballet class. And I didn't like the teacher. The teacher was she talked like a mouse. And when she came to me as the only black girl in the class with my anatomy, she called my derriere an Oreo. And she would always say, "Squeeze your Oreo more. Squeeze." I'm like, gosh. So, right, I don't know.
The Oreo.
I don't
I'm not
know.
even understanding the logic behind that. I just knew. Okay.
It was weird, and I was uncomfortable. So I went, class was over. My mother, she could see the class. She said, "I don't like her either, but you have to take the class." I said, "Oh." So the following week, this woman, beautiful, beautiful African-American woman, is in the studio. Hair slicked back, mahogany skin tone, beautiful cheekbones. And she has the ballet attire on. And I'm looking at the time, I'm like, where's my teacher at? I gotta take this ballet class. So I go in there and I say, "Hi." And she says, "Hello." I said, "This is class. I'm early." And she says, "Yeah, I'm subbing today." I lost my mind. I ran out and I was like, "Oh my God. She's a ballerina." She said, "Go ahead and talk to her." So I talked to her. Turns out she was a former soloist of Dance Theater of Harlem. And she changed my entire perspective. She only taught that one class just to sub, and I was so mad. I said, "When is she going to teach again?" So the teacher, the head of the studio, was like, "Well, she only is going to be teaching the adults and teens." I was like, dang, I was only 10 years old at the time. Long story short, it worked out. She wound up being the teacher over the entire styling of ballet, and she taught all the ballet classes, and she changed my whole perspective.
Wow.
And I saw myself in her, and she just changed everything.
I mean, that's fire. You never know what a difference, just showing up can make. And imagine, I imagine you quit, or or maybe she wasn't able to pull up that day. You probably were like, "Nah,
it
forget
wouldn't have
this."
happened. But it just, everything balanced itself out. But getting back to the acting, I'm sorry. So that whole perspective of acting has always just been in me. And ever since then, with those who I creatively work with, they'll say, "Oh, we have to do a scene. Would you mind if I'm dancing? Oh, can you do this acting scene? Can you do this scene?" "Oh, sure, I can do it. Give me a script. Flip it. There we go. What you need me to be funny? You need to be serious, dramatic, horror? What you want?" So, yeah.
That's a, like I said, Swiss Army knife. She does it all.
There you go.
How did now your journey to fitness a little bit?
Okay. A little bit. So the fitness aspect was all in all tied together with the strenuous training with dance.
Okay.
So the regularity of regimen, I should say, of what we had to do, I was taking at least almost 12 classes per week.
Dance classes.
Yes.
Okay.
So in between that time, and different styles. And also that was the time frame where I was becoming a ballerina. So point shoes, all that intensive classes. So there were suggestions to take yoga sessions or Pilates in between. I did not like to stretch. I hated it. My body
Unintended.
was very tight, and I was just like, I just want to dance. I don't want to do all this. But I had to do it. Later on, as an adult, I realized the benefits of what fitness could do, and I didn't want to overdo it. You could control what your focus is and how you want your body to look, especially your arms, physique. As ballerinas, we're toned, we're not overly muscular. So I had to make sure there was a balance of intertwining both of those worlds. So I made a curriculum called Ballet Fit is It, which I developed back in 2016. I still do those classes, but it's like a ballet bar class.
Okay.
So it's a mixture of ballet technique and calisthenics.
Oh, okay.
And it's intertwined, but it's fun. It's music that we all like or whatever.
Is that what you had the MMA fighters doing that day?
Yeah, we
Okay.
did. We did do a little bit of that. So that came forth. And also, as a mom, the development of understanding how your body changes. For me, my body changed a little bit, pertaining to a little bit of weight, deference, my balance of having to be able to stabilize certain movements, even with dancing, because I was still dancing all the time. But I was like, what could I do to help other moms or other people understand both worlds of dance as well as fitness, and how could we make that grow and help improvements? So I just deal with the tailored perspective of what people need, and I work with them on that.
That's what it is. So, the Oreo wasn't Oreo winning no more. You was like, hold on, I gotta get this thing right.
I don't know where she is, but listen,
Uh-oh.
I am not an Oreo. Okay.
Oh, I thought you was about to go in.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
That's what it is. So you talked about, helping people change perspectives of their body and going on. So I think that'll just lead us right into the part of this podcast. We're doing something different today. I don't even know if y'all know, the light is so good in here. I'm like,
You glowing.
I'm glowing. Got
Yeah.
that soul glow. Shout out to the previous podcaster. He got the atmosphere in here right. But stretching.
Yeah.
We are sitting on the floor. I don't know if anybody knows that. We are down here.
Down to the roots.
We got some yoga mats, and I've already been judged pre-episode, saying I need to be fixed. So
Nice.
Like you need to be neutered.
it's like, yeah, you got muscles, but bro, you look like you wound up or something like that. So I guess the floor is yours, and we can, I guess, get this thing started a little bit.
Okay.
Help me, because I do need it, because I'll be deadlifting, do all this other stuff, and then I'll be like, oh, my back, oh, my hamstring's tight. And ain't nothing worse than that.
No, it's true.
Whoa, before we get that, why is stretching important?
Stretch is important for many reasons. The first reason that it's important, it improves your flexibility, okay, and it loosens your muscles. That's the common sense answer, and that's the universal answer. It's true. Because the analyzation that I try to give people when it comes to that is, imagine you going to the gym, right, and you just pumping all the time. Don't do nothing else. Just pump. That's like you holding your breath. If you continue to hold your breath, what's going to happen?
You're going to suffocate.
Okay, right. So when it comes to stretching, your muscles have to breathe. You want them to have elasticity to be able to still obtain and hold the goal that you want, the shape that you want, and all of that. So it's important to stretch.
Now this is, this misnomer. I teach boot camps, and there are people come in and they like, I'm stretching. It's the arm circles forward, arm circles back, all the neck roll. Let's do it all. And then some people be like, I don't stretch. What do you think about that? Like, because I was like, some people actually, I don't know. Do you think it's just they have the natural elasticity that they really don't need to stretch, or is it, what is that all about? Because I see people do it and they go out there and they go 8, and I'll be like, how do you do that without stretching? My background is track. And, with track, we always had to do the track, the stretches before we had to go. Football, same thing. We spend half of the pregame, just out there stretching and getting right. But what do you think about all that?
I think it's BS.
Oh.
Well, to be honest, there were a few peers that I trained with. I'm going to give you a dancer's example, still athletes. But there were 2 young ladies that were in class. Their legs could go all the way up to their heads. Okay. But they could come to class, show offs. They were show offs. I love them though. Hey, y'all. But they would come to class and they didn't really feel that they had to stretch, and they were just on it. I had to work hard. I stretch before class, then get on the ballet bar, do everything. And finally, I had some flexibility. But what I saw years later and what I witnessed, they had injuries. They wound up obtaining injuries because as you get older, your body does deteriorate. You have to take care of your body. It's a makeup. Like for women, you want to look nice, a little highlight, It's the same thing with your body. You have to treat yourself that way. With the males, it's the same thing. Like you want to have a balance with your physique. You want to keep it. So it might not look the same as you get older, but your mobility strengthening needs to be there when you stretch. Period.
There you go.
Yes.
Now, before we get into this stretching session, because we trying to get the mobility, make sure that the mojugs are still being able to work and all that other stuff. Only thing I can't do is I wish I could learn how to do that mobility. So when I do the power cleans, I can't get I muscle the thing up, but it's like I can't do that thing when people be power cleaning where they get their elbows right under the bar. I don't know how to do I don't know how to do that, but maybe it could come with stretching in time. But before we do all that, we also have our producer segment question. And Bife always taps in with some introspective on the conversation, and just good notes. I think that his probation officer let him off the hook tonight, and he's found the camera,
vibed me out.
And
there he is. Hey.
He's outside, y'all. He's outside.
Facts. First and foremost, appreciate what you're doing. I think it is very interesting to find these different modalities to health. We had CMOS Factory on. We've had quite a few people that talk about the relationship with health and yourself.
Yes.
So as somebody who is embodying all of that, as a mom, as a woman, how do you balance the two? And what has your son, because they say more is caught than taught. So what has your son adopted in your practice as his own?
Whew, that's funny. We're going to talk about my son in a second. No, I'm playing.
You want these hands?
So my son is definitely not me. I'll say that. I love him though. But pertaining to the balance of self and as a woman, I have my days, as anybody does, when they're overly giving and they're not tending to themselves.
Facts.
I've had to come to grips with that, of realizing, especially during the pandemic, I think being in stillness comes a lot of answers, because you're open, your ears are open, your heart is open. And it's not about desperation, but the answers come quicker because it was just the availability and the space was there. And in that time, it was a lot of prayer that I had. Well, we couldn't do much of anything else, but it was a lot of prayer that I put forth in my meditation. And the answers that were given through those prayers was, you have to take care of you because you have an extension of yourself that didn't ask to be here. And the hard part for me as a woman and as a mother is Well, I'll do maybe Monday. I'll put it aside. Well, no, I'll just get this for him. I'll do this for so and so, da 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 da, and never ask him for help.
Yeah.
At that time, and that answer helped me realize I wasn't caring enough for me, because even as an instructor, I had to formulate curriculum for everybody else, but doing the regimen for me so that I could actually, be present for everybody else.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that, and I was taking it for granted. Whereas like, okay, I have to do this, no. So to obtain that balance, what I do is I'll wake up in the morning, or whenever the time frame is I get up, and do my devotional. I take the time to pray. I take the time to meditate. And I center myself, and all the pressures that are within my mind, or the things that might be weighing upon me, I take the time to let that go. And I focus on, okay, what is the main intention for me so that I can function and be present in the world today, and be present enough to be the mom that I enjoy being, but also being the woman that I was put here to be, and not forgetting who I am. Those are the types of moments to have. And I have not, since that moment, changed that. And it's done so much, because if I don't do that, my day is not going to go right.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving to the extent that I need to. And if I feel I haven't given enough to myself, I'm not teaching this class, or I'm not scheduling this, or nobody else would know, my clients won't know, but I have to do that for myself. So that's how I keep that balance.
Fire. Can't give from an empty cup.
No,
Yeah,
you
it's a
cannot.
fact.
And to answer your second question, so my son, it's a little bit of a fight, but because teenagers can be teenagering,
Very much so.
So with him, he always accompanied me to all of my dance sessions. So he would take ballet bar. I would tell him, you have to do that so that you can sustain your body, especially for basketball, because he's an athlete. So he knows the terminology and all that. I said, you didn't have to do center. You didn't have to do any of the variations. Just do bar. Okay, Mom, that's what I'll do. So from then on, since he's 15 now, there are some revelations of what he learned from me. He will say, oh, Mom, I had a stretch session in school today, or I met with the therapist, or what have you, and they did, what you teach, and da-da-da-da, so I'm going to do this, and what can I do? He'll ask me questions here and there. He's not going to listen to me thoroughly. But he'll come back, the reassurance, that's the cool thing. So then I realize, okay, it's kind of bubbling over a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes me feel good.
That's fun. That's what's up. I
This
appreciate
is
it.
a random. Well, that's been the producer segment question brought to you by Clean Everything LLC.
Pew, 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 pew,
Pew, pew,
pew.
pew. Random questions for both parents in the room. I ain't got no kids, but I had this weird theory about the pandemic.
Yeah.
I said it sucks for all the stuff that's going on in the world. But I felt like the kids almost like I was a latchkey kid. I'm not sure about you, but I'm sure you were. So there was a gap where you come home, nobody's home. Your mom come home later. She might tell you take something out the fridge, the frost or something. But you had the free time. But I felt like y'all had kids that are in that range of when you were a latchkey kid type of kid. Do you think your kids benefited from your presence during the pandemic?
Absolutely, because there were treacherous moments emotionally that I didn't think my son would experience. Because you're driving around the playgrounds, the basketball hoop nets were taken off. They folded them up. They had the caution tape around it. There was nobody outside, and my son is an active person. And he was being homeschooled for 3 years. So to obtain a regularity of some social life, I had to really try my hardest. Like I would call peers of mine whose, their children are friends with my son. Can we do this week? And have to take the precautions, wearing the mask and all the other stuff. But we couldn't see each other that often. I think that if I wasn't the type of parent that is observant and an empath, and also asking the right questions of how he was feeling, I think that my son would not be in the better mind space that he is in today. At that time, emotionally, it was a lot to have to deal with because at the time he was middle school, so he was what, 12, 13 years old. He was like, what am I supposed to do? It was frustrations. It was, I'm upset. You know, he would cry sometimes and I'd have to be there. You know, I didn't mind it. I'm there. But I think it was an impact because he was able to talk it out. And I was able to understand what he was going through mentally as well as spiritually and the imbalance. And we'd have to talk and pray about some things, you know. But I think if you just allowed the devices to be present, even if you are in the same house, there's a lot of children, even after the fact, that are still affected deeply because they're not talking to their parents. So definitely there's a benefit because my parents were always there. I could talk to them about anything to this day. And I never wanted to be the type of parent that wasn't present in that extent for whatever is transpiring in the world. But yes.
That's dope. I just feel like there's I don't know, a certain sect of kids that really benefited from their parents just being home like all day. Like even if you had to go to work online or whatever you had to do, like you had that presence there. Where it's like I don't know, you know, my I was like, oh man, I was like, I remember. You know, your mom coming home and it's like she got probably like 2 hours to either if she wanted to cook. Luckily, I learned how to cook for myself, but it was like if she wanted to cook and then go to sleep and all this other stuff where you actually spent time with your family and actually got like, because I realized like I was like, as a substitute teacher, I was like, oh, these teachers probably, some of these teachers probably happy as hell because now y'all get to see what y'all kids is really
Okay.
like.
Lord.
That's a fact.
You get to see what your kids is really like.
True.
You know?
Acting a fool.
It's like yeah, no surprises here.
Right.
So it's just a certain sect of kids that actually benefited. And speaking of benefit, a benefit of you being here is that actually we're gonna do some stretches. So it's your time, player. Pew, pew, pew. All right. So whatever we gonna do, we gonna move this into a different section. Y'all see, I'm all bundled up. So hopefully,
He said I'm all bundled up.
well, let's see, Coach Cori.
Okay.
Let's see what you got. Let's.
So first things first, I'm going to come over here.
All right.
So first things first, we're going to deal with the tension that's happening
All right.
here. Is that a situation with you?
I guess so.
Because it is.
All right.
It is.
All right.
So first things first, I want you to take a deep breath. Inhale
Okay.
and exhale. Okay.
Hope my breath smell good.
It's fine. I'm here. Inhale. Inhale and exhale. Very good. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to tilt your head over to the right, and we're going to do a nice little stretch with your neck. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And do you feel a slight pull?
I do.
Okay. And that's stretching the neck out. We're not putting any pressure, harsh pressure, on your neck whatsoever. We're letting it naturally stretch itself out. And when you're breathing as you're stretching, of course, it elasticize your muscles and opens them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Bring your head back up. Nice.
I got a big head, but I shaved today. So
Is-
it's just in case.
We're going to the other side.
I ain't never seen Boom without his hat on.
Ooh, pew, pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. First for everything.
Right.
Okay, same thing on the other side. Ready? Inhale and exhale. Tilt the head over. And I'm not putting that much pressure at all. Don't worry. Now, are you a righty or a lefty?
Righty.
I could tell you have more tension on this side.
Oh, yeah.
So, inhale, exhale. Very good. Nice. Bring the head up. So I don't know how we're going to do this with the mic because you got to put your head down.
All right. Well, so just move it.
Scoot it. Okay. So you're going to bring your head down. I'm going to slightly just extend a little bit. Lift your chest more. Inhale, exhale. Don't worry, I'm not choking him, I promise. Give mama right now. No, I'm playing. Put your head down. There we go. Keep lifting your chest. Bring your chin in as far as you can. There we go. Do you feel a little bit of a pulling sensation in the back of your neck?
Just a little bit.
All right. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Keep tucking your chin in. There we go. I'm going to twist slightly, tilt your head. So I'm going to tilt you over to the right. And we're going to tilt over to the left. Back to the center. Bring your head up. All the way back. Don't worry, I promise I'm not joking, I promise. I promise. Now you're going to protrude your chin a little bit forward, like this. Watch. Like this, like that. There you go. Bring your head all the way to the back. As far as you can. Keep protruding your chin forward more. Yes. Keep going. Bring your head back further. As far as you can. There we go. All right. So, nice rotation of the neck and the head. Just go around forward. And back. And forward. And back. And back to the center. Very good. Okay. Now I want you to lift your chest even more. Nice. So I want you to take your arms and bring them out on the sides of you. Yes. Very good. So bring your chest forward even more. Head up. Very good. Inhale and exhale. Now this doesn't seem like much, but it's a lot that's happening. So far, bring your hands down. So far, you ready to dance? All right. So far, what we were dealing with was the tension in your neck. What did you feel so far that was a difference with that stretch?
I felt like well, what you don't know is I strained my neck muscle 2 weeks ago. So, what you were talking about, we didn't talk about this prior at all. So, for some reason, I felt like a crack or something like that. It felt like it released.
Yes! I love to hear that. Okay, so next thing is very important pertaining to your lower back.
Okay.
So you're going to extend your feet forward. Okay. So this is the hardest one because it's also a hamstring stretch as well. So what you're going to do is take both of your hands, your arms, place them behind you so that you're supporting your back.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to slowly fold forward with your upper body. So the way your legs are parted a little bit, that makes a lot of sense to do. You're going to bring your chest up and head up, and you're going to slowly fold forward, right? But you're going to lift from your lower part of your spine to do so, okay? I'm going to help you with that. So, inhale and exhale. Relax completely. Relax your knees, relax your quads, no tension. That's very important, okay? Because when you're stretching, sometimes where you're focusing, other tension does trap itself in other parts of your body. So the importance of breathing is so that you have full control and elasticity to be able to relax, okay? So you're gonna fold forward, lift from the lower part of your spine, and fold forward. Yes, look at you. Inhale and exhale. Keep that same position. Keep lifting from the lower part of your spine. Fold forward even more. I'll move this to the side a little bit. There we go. Okay. There we go. Inhale and exhale. Don't worry, I'm not being fresh, I promise. I don't do that. Inhale and exhale. Keep lifting your chest forward. Lift your head up. Now, how are you feeling?
I feel like I'm at my max.
I see. And that's okay. No judgment here. So what I want you to do is extend your legs a little bit further so that they're straight, as far as you can. There we go. We're going to play a game. So you're going to bend your right. Not that far, that's fine. There we go. And release that leg and then bend the other one. And do it again. And again. You're almost having a conversation with your knees. That's great. And one more time. Now lengthen this leg all the way. Bring your hands forward. Put your head down slowly. I'm going to rock you back and forth. I may sin. No, playing. Great. Okay. Now I want you to lift your chest and elongate your spine. Beautiful. Stay there. Stay there. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your arms up beside your ears, palms facing each other. No. Long. Elongate. Have them straight beside you. There you go.
Okay.
Bring your head up. Slowly come up. There we go. You're going to turn your palms outward. Bring them down beside you. Whew. We was sweating a little bit. You was good, though. You good, though? How you feeling?
I'm good.
Okay. So that stretch there is definitely beneficial for your neck, lower part of your spine, as well as your hamstrings. Now, another one that's more difficult, because I see it's a little finicky, because you got a lot going on. So, okay. When you're lifting, right, do you have any tension here?
Sometimes.
Okay, I have a perfect stretch for you. You want to see it? Okay, let me show you. So, if you just go on your knees, just rest on your knees.
Flip around.
Flip around like a pancake. Around like a pancake. Tear down. So, what you're going to do is, you're going to take your hand, whichever one.
Should I be more relaxed or should I, like, I'm tall?
I need you to relax.
Okay.
This is stretch class. Relax.
Okay.
Relax. Relate. Release. What's that from? Different World.
Okay.
Whitley Gilbert.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So, you're going to take your hands. So, you're going to take your right?
Okay.
Rotate it.
Oh, this way. Okay.
You're going to lift up off of your knees.
Okay.
And then slightly go back. And you're going to feel a stretch from your wrist all the way up here.
Oh, I feel it. Yeah.
I feel it in the air.
And come back. Relax. Yes, you got to get the whole stretch, not half.
Okay.
And come back again. Keep it down. Come back as far as you can. Yes. Come back. And rotate it. Whew. Now, how did that feel?
It feels like... Yeah.
You have more elasticity and flexibility. Try the other side.
Okay. Rotate. Hand all the way down.
Yes, wrist and all. Try to rotate even more. You said you can't. It's fine. It's all right. That's as much as you can do. We all not built the same way. Okay? So you're there. Inhale. Exhale. Sit back. And come back on there. Inhale.
Now, when you're doing this with guys, the guys feel like, oh, well, this is not a masculine pose or something like
All
that.
the time. All the time. We laugh and joke about it because nobody's watching. I mean, it depends. If it's like an intimate setting like this where it's a private class or if it's a group class, either way, it's, you're paying for the service.
Right.
Excluding the 10,000 people.
Rotate it back. But what I explain, even in consultations, oh Lord, I almost took the mic away and I'm tap dancing with it. So with males that take classes, I always explain from the beginning. I ask them what their issue is or what their focus is or what most of the tension is in their body that they want to fix. And most of the time it's the lower back or knees or neck or shoulders. So we'll focus on that just for comfortability. So we'll start off in a chair as well as a mat, but more so the chair, so they just, obtain. Yeah. So when it gets more intense, I'll explain the exercise first, and I'll tell them, it might be a little different, but it's going to, in longevity, help you out. Gotcha. Just like this next one, the cat-cow position. So with I do do these. Okay, so. Yeah, like pop, 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 pop. No, I'm playing.
Yeah. No, usually, what I do is I'll hop on the treadmill or the stairmaster to get my body like totally warmed up.
Yeah.
I hit the heavy bags. But then people be like, "Oh, what'd you stop it for?" And then I'll like stop in the middle of that. I'll do that for like 10 minutes, and then 5 to 7 on the tread or stairmaster, get my core warmed up.
Yeah.
And then I'll end up like on the mat like this and doing the cat cow. So
there you go. Cat cow is it.
Okay.
Let them know. Cat cow is it.
One day I was in class and I had them stretching.
Yeah.
And I called it the cat dog, and they looked at me like I was.
I mean, that was a good show too. That's nostalgic right there. So you know how the position goes, right? So what I do is I'll tell people to sway in this position, so that you can loosen up the mobility for your hips as well as your, upper body. So you just sway back and forth, distributing the weight.
Side to side.
Yeah, side to side.
No, that's new.
Yeah. Because what it does is awakening other parts of the body so that you can obtain more flexibility and mobility. Because sometimes people are a little apprehensive with the cat-cow because it can be intense. There are people that might have had surgeries or, you know what I mean? And if there is an issue where, oh, my knees, I'm worried about that, you have to just put, more support. You put a pillow, you put a blanket or what have you. To modify it, I'll either tell people to do it on their bed or something that has more cushion.
Gotcha.
So from here, you're going to come back to the center, right? Okay. Make sure your toes are curled.
Curled.
Yes.
So your toes are facing down.
Yes, facing downward onto your mat. Okay. And the pressure is going into the palms and the curl of the toe, which you know. Okay. You got this.
I don't know if my cat cow is the real cat cow. Well, it's probably the hood version.
But at least you do it. At least you do it. So the first thing is you're going to curve the spine. So you're going to push through the palms. Okay. Drop the head down. At least it looks like somebody punched you in the stomach. You could go a little bit deeper with that. Yes! I love it. There we go. So you're there. Inhale, exhale. You're going to push through the palms and the toes. Bring the head up like a turtle and tilt your pelvis upward. Not everybody likes that part, but
Right.
Toot, toot, beep, beep. So you're here. You're going to do the same thing in a nice, smoother motion. So we're going to do it 4 times. So push through the palms.
So I'm going down?
Yeah, push through the palms. Curve through the spine. Yes. Ooh. So you have more motion.
Ooh, I felt that right in the core.
You all right?
No, I'm good. I just felt that right there. When I came up, that's like a half a crunch right there.
Yay.
There you go.
So push through and then release.
My release don't look like your release, but whatever.
So what you're going to have to do is, So you're going to have to sway the spine more. So curve, tilt the pelvis upward towards the back. Yes. Okay. And bring the head up. Yes. So you're deeper into it. There you go. There we go. A whole lever. All right.
I thought she said, do you go hoe?
No!
Damn.
Yo, that was funny. Okay, so you're there. You're going to push through into your cat, curve through the spine. Lord have mercy. And release. Even deeper. Tilt the pelvis. Yes, push through the spine and push through the palms. There we go. Now you're going to sit back slightly.
Trying to get Boom ready for OnlyFans.
Come back into your palms. From here, we're going to go into a downward dog, right? This is also going to help with your hamstrings. Okay. So what I tell people to do to get to that next step is walk the hands close to the knees. Okay. Right? From here, keep the toes curled. Okay. You're going to press up. That's what you're supposed to do. All right. We're going to sweat up in here. All right. And you're going to lift your knees on 3. 1, 2, 3. Head down. Let's try again. Come on, it's all right. It's okay, it's all right. Ready? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Yeah. Keep it there. And then you're gonna lift the heels up. Bring the knees down. Hold
up. That's one of the is interesting. Wait, do it again, cause I gotta see it, cause you.
So what you have to do?
Down, dog.
So you're here, right? You walk the hands to the knees. Okay. You make sure that your weight is distributed towards the curl of the toe. Okay. Right. You lift the knees up, gradually lengthen them, and push through the palms. Now, what happens is, average. Most people cannot get their heels down all the way. Okay. That's okay. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna keep moving. Okay. So when I come up into the downward dog, what's gonna happen is you're going to lift the heels, bring the knees down into your mat. That's gonna help with control. We're gonna gradually do that 2 more times. By the second time, everybody gets their heels down into the mat. Okay? It's movement. Okay? Walk it in. Inhale. Exhale. And lift. Use your core. There you go. Push through the palms. Lift the heels back up. Bring the knees down with control. Walk the hands forward. Rock. Sway back and forth in your cat-cow. Help with the hips. Nice.
People sleep on yoga.
You do. So let's try it one more time. Center yourself. So what do you...
My traps is on fire. What is my traps? I have the traps. Triceps.
Ready?
Yeah.
So you're going to press up, right? Press back with the hands. Curl the toe. Use your core. Inhale, exhale. Shift the weight. Lift the knees up. Yes, look at you.
Now, question.
Yes.
Does being a mom help with how you teach?
Yes.
Okay.
Because oftentimes, as a mom, you're going to have to put yourself in other people's shoes. You're also going to have to think ahead of your child and plan ahead. So you have to tell people certain things because not everybody has common sense, no shade. But sometimes in these exercises, people have a tendency, I've seen it, where they'll drop into a movement or they'll feel insecure and like, oh, I just can't do it. You got to encourage them, encourage people to continue to push, and then find modified ways with their own bodies on how they can articulate what's being asked. I'm not asking anybody to look like or have the same positioning that I have. As long as you do what's best for your body and it's working and you see a difference, that's what matters. But we're utilizing the right technique and transitions to help you through that. So yeah. He said, hold up, wait a minute, y'all forgot about me. Okay, so we're gonna try another one. Okay. This time we're gonna bring both of our legs forward. Okay. And this is for the hamstrings. Okay. So we're gonna stack one foot on top of the other. Okay. So, oh Lord, I'm about to belch. Excuse me.
Does it matter what foot? Because I know it's like most people don't even realize you have a dominant leg, just like you have.
You do. That's what I was asked. That's why I asked you lefty or righty. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna start off with your left stacking on your right. Okay. Okay. So you're gonna have your arms the way that they are. Okay. And we playing footsie. Beep, beep, beep. So I'm going to turn this way. So you're going to take your left, and you're going to distribute your weight over to the right. Lift slowly, stack it on top of the toe.
Oh, well, not too bad.
Not too bad. So from here, you're going to fold forward, right? You're going to bring both arms, okay? And if you can't bring both arms, just utilize your upper body. Okay. Your choice. Make the decision. Okay. So we're going to fold forward. I'll show you. We're going to fold forward using the arms. The arms are going to come up beside your ears, both palms facing one another.
Look, I don't know.
It's all right. Replay. So you're going to go forward. Hold on to whatever you can.
Kneecap.
The kneecap, that's fine. Hold on to that kneecap. And then you're going to come up. We're going to twist to the right and to the left. And then we're going to repeat it. The second time, we're going to take the leg and we're going to lift it up. Okay? I got you. I got you. I'll come and assist you for that part. Okay? So, ready?
All right.
Inhale it. Exhale it. Distribute the weight over to the right. Lift the left foot up. Put it on the toe.
Okay.
Bring the arms up. Hold on to that knee knob.
Almost made it to the shape.
There you go. Come up. Lift from the lower part of your spine up higher. Alignment, have your arms aligned with your ears. Yes. Twist to the right. Back to the center. Twist to the left. Back to the center. Come back. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come up.
No, I was about to lift. I was like, I'm ready to lift this leg up. Like, nah, it ain't this.
It don't belong.
The pre-breath.
Fold forward. Hold it there. He said, wait. And up. Twist. Back to the center. Lift more. And twist. He said, how much more I'm going to lift? That's fine.
You know, when you
Fully off
bench press and push ups, you're like, oh, these arms, yeah. You got to lift your arms to do something. Like, oh.
So now, I'm going to give you a nice correction. Don't put your foot back. So, your quads are tight.
Clearly.
They're too much tension.
Okay.
So what I need you to do is lift from your lower part of your spine.
Okay.
Yes. When you keep that positioning, everything else comes a little easier.
Okay.
So, lift the leg up. Put it back onto your toe. Lightly.
Okay.
Lightly.
I'm sitting up that joint.
Lightly.
This big token to work out.
Okay. From there, lift the arms up. This is the one. This is the one. Take it over. And you're going to lift the leg up. Lift it. Lift your chest. Lift your chest. Lift your chest. Lift your chest up. Yes. Pump it out. Hold it.
Get it, boom.
And bring it down. Fold forward.
Get it, big dog. Get it, big dog.
See the sweat, though. This is not.
This is real. Look at the sweat.
I'm like,
It's 25, 67, 79. All these little drops.
This is real.
He said, this is real sweat.
Big dog.
Ooh.
This is hot yoga.
Yeah.
Sweat.
So, we're going to do 90-90. Okay, you know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to face me.
What's 99?
So you're here. You're going to plant the feet onto your mat. And what you're doing is you're just rotating your hips back and forth. So your knees are going to go in
Oh, 99.
and out. One at a time. So yeah, there you go. Lift your chest. Right. And da-da-da, bow. And da-da-da, bow. The benefit of this is just better mobility with the hips. Da-da-da-da, ha. 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 Da-da-da-da. Back to the center. All right, let's turn around. Now your feet are gonna, your soles of your feet are gonna be together. Okay?
All right.
And what I'm gonna help you do, and you've seen this
I'm scared now. I'm just like, what we doing now?
In the promo. So I'm going to lightly push down on your quads to help obtain what? Here. What is this? Your
Hip flexor, right?
hip flexors. So your hip flexors, you need more flexibility with. We're going to help with that. Right. No judgment.
No judgment.
Okay.
Oh, I need all the help. This is not even. Y'all see how tight I am.
So this is why I'm here. All right. You sweat. You putting in work.
Right.
All right. So
Is
with
this
that.
actually a normal thing? Like people really be sweating hard?
Yeah. You good. This is a good thing. This is a gift. That's a gift. Exactly. If you're not sweating, what are you doing?
Right.
And what are you paying for?
Right.
Boop. So, your pew, pew, pew. So, what do you need to fix with your position already? You need to lift what on your upper body? Your
chest.
There we go. See? Automatic. Right. So, from there, you need to relax your shoulders. So when you lift your chest, you're lifting from the lower part of your spine. Always, okay? So we're here. Bring your shoulders down. Very good. Inhale, exhale. Here comes the fun part, y'all.
Oh, boy.
So I'm going to lightly press down on your quads. Inhale. Exhale, keep lifting your chest.
You said you crying. I just caught what you said. Like, you
You just said that. You crying. Oh.
No. Get it, big dog.
Ready?
right.
Okay. I'm not even.
I'm in a Lamaze class.
I'm not even pushing that hard. Inhale, exhale.
Like we trying to teach the husbands or whatever. Like, yeah, you got to push too.
Okay, what I need you to do is breathe.
Okay.
Because you're causing tension. You fighting me. He fighting me right now. Don't fight me.
Okay.
I'm barely pushing. Inhale. Exhale, expand. There we go. Hold it there. Lift your chest. Yes, sir. Inhale, exhale.
Oh. What a sucker.
Keep it there. Inhale, exhale. Hold it there. Lift your chest. You crying?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Little glory tear. Got a glory tear.
Oh, I think that's it.
Wait.
Oh, she said I ain't even gonna get to skate. Nope.
Yeah.
Now, what you're gonna do from here
Uh-huh.
is you're gonna lengthen your legs. Keep the position the way they are and the way your feet are.
Uh-huh.
Lengthen your legs.
What do you mean let them go straight?
Straighten them, yes. And the other one. You're supposed to do them together, but that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, fold forward. You're lower than what you were. Look at that. Look at that!
Progress.
Progress. Come on, progress. Come on, progress. Progress. Lift the arms up. Come on, powerful lift. Bring your head up.
We worship you.
Yeah. We worship.
Oh.
Lift your head up.
I don't know. I felt something cracked, but that was a good thing.
Yes, it was. And turn the palms outward. Bring the hands down. Slowly. Keep lifting your chest up. Yes. Yes. Look at you.
It's funny watching you give him the instruction.
Yeah.
But watching you do what you're telling him to do. She's like, lift your chest. That's fire.
How are you? You good?
I think
How you feel?
I'm still here.
Yay.
I think I'm more flexible. Probably gonna sleep like a baby tonight.
But it's a little bit more progress. How did you feel thus far with the little bit that we've done?
It feels how it's supposed to feel. You know what I mean? Stretching. Sometimes people think it's supposed to be like this. Well, you feel a little tension. When you actually get into the deep minutia of what you're doing, it's like, oh, I am not flexible there. I am not. I need to get more loose.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely say that that's why you should get a stretch coach.
There you go.
Because I'm like, man, and you know, but I can imagine that if I did this every day,
Yeah.
like how much more flexible I would be.
Yeah.
Again, when you gave me that one stretch, like literally, I was joking with my homeboy earlier because we were talking about I switched up something with my squatting, and I told him, I said I hurt my neck, and I was like, I felt like, you know, Batman. You know, when he tried to turn his neck with the whole suit, when he talked to somebody, I was like, I'm doing Uber.
Oh my God.
I'm doing Uber, and my shoulder in the back seat, like, hello. Because that's how stiff my neck was. It went away, like, most of it, the pain receded in 24 hours. But I don't know what you did, but that I felt something in there crack. And once that cracked, I was like, oh, snap. I could
move.
Batman.
Yeah, right.
I'm not Batman. Reversed. I'm
not Batman.
I'm Hatman, clearly.
There you go. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, seriously, my neck was like super tight. It still was like that thing, but whatever it released in there, it was like it needed to be done. So
Yes.
Come
on, release.
That was where can people find you? Let's talk about the stretching and all this other stuff.
Oh, it's very easy. I keep it very simple. So you can just follow me on Instagram, irock_diva, right? And you can send me a message, or you can also email me at cbdancer, the number is 88 @yahoo.com, and we formulate a schedule when you would like to come in to have either a private session or even a group session, and we'll talk about your tailored needs because everybody's different. You know?
I think one thing we talked about before is y'all gotta be respectful though. This ain't no I don't know what you thought.
But it ain't that.
It ain't that.
It ain't that.
It ain't that. So
Right.
come ready to get your stretch on, because I definitely, like, man, I'll probably sleep like a baby tonight. Because once all that tension leaves your body, I tell people all the time,
Right.
even when I'm just doing yoga, I say I hate how I feel during yoga, but when I'm done yoga, I'm usually the dude that's on the mat. The lights be on, they be like,
You gotta go. It's time.
I be like, oh nah, yeah. So that's definitely no. So make sure. Well, talk about that, because we talked about that a little bit, but you know, just guys being respectful and stuff like that.
It's very interesting as an entrepreneur, especially being a woman. It's very hard. I don't make it difficult, because I know how to handle myself. But I'm sure in these instances, there's a few women that can vouch. There were instances where I had this guy. Because I teach different classes. I also teach dance classes as well for different age brackets, and stretch classes are for broad ages as well, even for seniors. They're my hearts. So he was requesting a class for his daughters. And I'm not going to say any names, but you know who you are. So he had submitted, registered, and put the money down and everything, and he was complimenting the videos that I have posted on both social media handles, and he was just so intrigued and like, okay, I want to do this. I said, okay, formulated, told him the schedule. I had other little girls coming as well, so he actually went so far by sending me videos of his daughters dancing, and he's like, yeah, they love to do it. I said, okay, cool. I get to the studio. Mind you, my schedule at that time was rigorous because it was like 8 a.m. teaching one class somewhere, and then 10:30 a.m. was the first ballet class for the little ones, and I'm there till almost 4 o'clock with the other classes. So I have no room for anything, any BS. So he shows up to the studio with flowers. And I'm looking, and I go, he's the first time he's there, so I come, I said, hello. He says, yeah, so these are for you. I said, for me, for what? I said, where are your daughters? Where the babies? He said, oh, I want to talk to you about that. They live out of state. But I just wanted, I really was just trying to get to know you, whatever. I said, oh, so you taking class? He was like, no. So the owner saw, he's like protective. He's like another dad. So he was like, everything okay? I said, I don't know. I'm about to give him his money back. So I went in my wallet, handed him his money back, and sent him on his way.
Wow.
But I'm like, you have the audacity to do all of that to try to get to know me? Absolutely not. I'm about business. But there was no inkling at all in the conversations about anything personal. It was all about his daughters. And that was one of the things that had happened. There were 2 more instances like that. Another was for a stretch session. And he was just so inappropriate, very inappropriate, to the point where I had to block him.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
So, fellas.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Fellas, if you come to the stretch session, just come respectfully. Come
Yeah.
to get the work. Don't come in there, and if you or just be upfront like, "Oh, I'm trying to holler," so she like, "No, I'm good."
Right. Turn you down either way.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean. But come respectfully. Come ready to change your perspective, your body, your posture,
Right.
all that good stuff. I got a lot of down dogging to do. But in all respects, before we close out, we know where everything is at. I'm going to bring up something that happened on a previous episode where Bite loves to talk about his wife. He love his wife. He
My dog.
He love his
That's
wife.
my dog.
He loves his wife.
Yeah.
And they just celebrated their 11 years of marriage.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So
I love that.
in two facets, what I tried to do, I was trying to surprise them and get them a couple stretching session per instead of you stretching me, which I would have done. But I guess in this way, I'll return the favor for him being so generous and patient and working with me and helping me build the House of Boom podcast. So I'm gonna gift him a session for him and his wife to do privately.
Man, thank you, man. That's so
And
sweet.
then y'all could do it and then
Yeah.
get some good reviews. So you got the previous person on the pod to get potential customer. Now you got
I love it.
and got him and his wife. Pew pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
And you could just talk about that commitment to health and wellness a little bit before we get out of here, because I think that's synonymous with the episode. No, I'll talk about him because they had the commitment. You said y'all recommitted to making sure when y'all get old. And
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that.
for sure. Not being each other's caretaker. So we looked each other square in the eyes, like we are taking care of ourselves,
Beautiful.
regardless of what happens in life, what happens with us.
Yeah.
Being healthy is paramount.
Yeah.
It's like our goal is to hit 100, like to see 2080 come in, right mind, mobile, and all that other stuff. But yeah, we have a trainer. We actually have the same trainer. We train, every other day.
Yeah.
So it's been real cool.
That's beautiful.
Like it's been real cool. So I just turned 43. She'll be, an age.
That was a good save.
You know what I'm saying?
Forever.
Good age.
She'll be an age. And the beauty of it is I have a partner. Like not just a partner in marriage, but a partner in life, a partner in health. So it runs in tandem and it's cool. Like we're not obnoxious with it. Like put that shit down while you eating that. We're not obnoxious at all.
Right.
But it is dope to know that when we go food shopping, our interests are aligned. We know what we're eating for the week. We know what we're not eating at all. We know where the potential pitfalls can be. So it's like, well, like now my whole thing is sleep. Like I do so much stuff. She's like, babe, you really need to get some sleep. It'd be to the point if I come home like tonight, I'll go home, I'll chill. If I fall asleep on the couch, she'll just leave me there. Not on some like, you should have been in the bed, but she'll be on some shit like, you look tired and I didn't want to bother you. You just look so peaceful. You need sleep, babe. So like that part of this journey is super, super dope to like not be one or the other. Like it's her super healthy and then I'm on some fat man or vice versa. Like I'm super healthy and she's like, well, I don't really want to. So it's super, super dope, especially, tipping over 40.
Yeah.
It's wavy.
That's a a great balance, though. A lot of people, I think, definitely, it's admirable, first of all. I'll give you that. And it's beautiful that both of you are in the same mindsets, because the focal point of what you said and the gem that you dropped of caring for one another. We're going to care for each other.
It's a fact.
Because it's not just, and it goes deeper into the vows. And, you have to live up to that. Through sickness and health, and the fact that you want to, hold her hand and she holds yours, and accountability for certain things, so that the result of it could be plentiful. That's beautiful, and a lot of people need to look at it that way.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
That's very good.
Appreciate
Look at you.
So they definitely.
Get your.
She also does, couples massage, couples stretch sessions as well. And so just let me know how much it is. I'll take care of it, and then they'll get their
appreciate you.
Belated birthday / predated birthday anniversary gift. No, her birthday's coming up, so it's predated.
October,
so predated birthday.
Nice.
And belated anniversary gift from me from the House of Boom podcast.
Appreciate it.
And
it's on wax. You can't back out.
Yeah, can't. No, that's it.
I'm messing with you.
There's a face.
My wife was gonna come, but her hair wasn't camera ready. She wasn't trying to.
Listen, if that's what's stated and that was felt, it's facts. I can understand. I wouldn't do that either.
She was like, "But if I don't go, are you gonna be us? I'm not gonna be mad. I'm like, it's not my podcast. It's Boom podcast." She was like, "That's true." She's like, "But I don't want him to feel no type of way." I was like, "He's not gonna feel no type of way. If anything, he'll understand for sure."
Of course.
So,
of course.
But she would have hopped on today for sure.
Yay.
So y'all good. So there you go.
That's exciting.
This is the House of Boom podcast. We done been stretched out. I don't see my toes. Well, half.
Look at all that mobility you got.
Look at that. Yes.
I can lift it up, and
Pew, 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 pew.
we look forward to more content like this. Health and wellness. Stay healthy. Stay cool. Stay fly. This is the House of Boom podcast. We out. Peace.
Bye.